I am going to dive in right now with some amazing recognition, as we always do, as we kick off our call. I haven't seen Jess yet. I know she'll be on here in any second, the other Jess. But you guys, I just want to recognize Team Win. I mean, you guys are shaking and moving, and this list and this recognition and these rank advancements is so dang fun and so exciting. And I want to first congratulate Brandy Brokaw, 2-star Golden Circle, 1-star Crystal Executive. You guys, she has just come out of the gates with such fervor, and she's already training. If you guys haven't seen, she's going to be training for the Glow Series with Kathy Coover. Do not miss that call. 1-star Golden Circle Crystal Executive, Nikki Rempel. New Crystal Directors, Ann Sinclair and Carolee Brown. Amazing. Crystal Managers, Anna Atkinson and Lindsay Crouch. Congratulations. And a brand new manager, Adelaida Calvillo. You guys are incredible and amazing, amazing top enrollers on Team Win. Nikki Rempel, are you for real? 14 enrollments. That's like 2 a day. You're amazing. Jen Dodge, Ann White, Christy LeBlanc, Elaine Winnick, Nick DeClaire, Connie Spitzer, and Anna Atkinson. You guys are amazing. Huge congratulations. So Team Win, Dreamers in Action, please celebrate those amazing, amazing leaders that are in summer with just massive, massive fervor. And I want to also recognize Dreamers in Action. You guys are amazing. Melissa Gibbs is a brand new consultant, and you guys, we have some incredible enrollers right now. Keisa Maxwell, our #1 top enroller. You rock, mamas. You guys are 7 years strong, and she's still just sharing with customers left and right. Melissa Gibbs, Bernadine Rosa, Rebecca Brooks, Crystal Hughes, Conchetta Busnardo, Laura Lori, Jenny Thompson, Sherry Malinga, Blanca Patterson, that's our girl Danielle, Deborah Tolson, Amanda Stitt, Kathy Rowland, Kimberly Howe, Emily Sutherland, Amanda Wilson, Stephanie Dunn, Stephen Lyons, Sheila Sands, Angela Godberg, Kathy Drenek, and Ashley Hare. You guys are amazing. Absolutely blowing it up. So I am super excited to introduce to you guys Jess Bubbico, and she is besties with my speaker coach. That's how I first learned of Jess, and I'm going to read her bio because I want you guys to know exactly who she is, but I've always been impressed with her. She has such great energy, such amazing authenticity. She's so fun. I've sat through a couple of my speaker coach's name is Alex conferences, and you guys know, like day 2, day 3, you're like, I've been learning a lot, and Jess just like keeps the energy. She's been an amazing MC, but I've really been impressed with everything that she's done. And as you know, Jessica Rigner and I, if we ever come across things that we're like, this is valuable, like this is going to help your network marketing business, this is going to help you on the personal development journey, this is going to help you with your leadership, we're going to bring it to you. And so I've had the privilege and honor of seeing Jess speak a couple times and have understood the human design chart. And I said, this is going to help our teams. And so I reached out to her. I said, are you up for doing a call, like kind of your presentation for our teams? And of course, not to ever like pitch you guys, but really just to understand yourself, your motivation, like your learning style, all of that, and then be able to help your team. So Jess Bubbico, who's spending the summer in Florida, even though I know we're here from Colorado, believes in a world where the woo is no longer taboo and your weird is your greatest wisdom. She's a speaker and teacher who brings this ideology to life through illuminating how each of us is uniquely designed to create in the world while empowering our intuition as our faithful guide. Jess is a certified quantum human design specialist through Karen Curry Parker's quantum alignment system and has shared this tool with countless individuals and organizations to activate their unique superpowers in their businesses and lives. As our guest tonight, she will share how we can use our uniqueness to really take ourselves to the next level. So I'm going to mute and I'm going to turn it away to you, Jess. And if you need me to make you a host to share the screen or want me to share the screen or anything, let me know.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that introduction, Lauren. And I do need you to give me screen sharing permission, it looks like on this end. And if you have to make me host and I have to let people in from the waiting room, I'm cool with that as well. So no worries.
You're a host and we don't have it set up for the waiting room. So you don't have to do that. We're already recording. So you're good to go.
Perfect. Well, hello, everybody. It's so good to connect with you here today. I'm really excited and really honored to be able to be a part of your team meeting and to be able to share human design with you. I'm curious how many people here have heard of human design or actually know your human design. If you can drop that into the chat box. If you've heard of it before, you can just drop a yes into the chat box. If you've heard of or worked with human design before. Human design is a tool that I have used to really revolutionize and shift my business and my life in so many ways. And so I'm excited to share it with you because this is a tool. Human design it's a tool. It's not something that we need to become. It's not a checkbox that we need to check in order to be successful. Oh, I'm a manifestor too. I saw somebody just pop that into the chat box. But this is something that's here to really support us in understanding, how is my energy designed to work? How am I designed to create my network? How am I designed to fuel my business? And so what we're going to do today is we're going to learn a little bit about just some really basic, simple ways that you can start to use this tool, understand your energy and how your energy works to I fuel your business, fuel your network. So I have a little presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and present here. It looks like we actually have quite a few people who know their human design, which is amazing. And I'm actually excited because I asked Lauren if I could see her chart, and then I saw it and was like, oh my gosh, I get you even more now and understand you even more now. So I'm going to share a little bit about her chart as well. Carrie says that she loves human design. It's changed her business. We got some manifestors. We've got a manifesting generator, a generator. Amazing. Okay. So, as Lauren said, my name is Jess Bubbico. I believe in a world where the woo is no longer taboo and your weird is your greatest wisdom. I'm a speaker and a teacher, and human design is one of the tools that I have found helps to bring people into alignment with themselves as quickly as possible. My intention today is really to support you in understanding how you're designed to grow and foster relationships through your human design in your business and how you're designed to create your business. So let's have a little bit of fun and dive in. We'll start off first with what is human design. We're going to go over an overview of human design type and strategy. We're actually not going to go through authority today. And then we're going to talk about ways to align with your human design to develop stronger relationships, to grow an authentic and aligned business. So we have some people dropping into the chat box, those who have explored human design before. So thank you for sharing that here. Human design is a system that's designed to bring us home to ourselves and who we are and what makes us uniquely us. So we're going to use this again as a support tool, not as a checklist, not as something else that you need to do or put on your plate. Human design, just to give you a little bit, a lot of manifestors in the house. I love this. I feel like network marketing and manifestors are a really cool combo. So, okay. So human design was quote unquote downloaded. It was if you want to call it a spiritual download, it was kind of received by this man named Alan Krakauer. They call him Ra-Uru-Hu. And it speaks to this, it prints out a chart that I'm going to show you in just a few moments. And this chart is essentially the mechanics of how your energy works. It is a blueprint. I think about your human design chart as the manual for your car. You know, if Lauren drives a Tesla and I'm driving a Ford, and I open up her glove box of her Tesla and I say, okay, let me figure out how to drive my Ford using the manual for the Tesla, it's not going to work very well. So human design gives us our manual for ourselves to understand how we're uniquely designed to work. It's called the science of differentiation. This tool pulls together the Chinese I Ching, the Judaic Kabbalah, astrology, as well as quantum physics and the chakra system, for those of you who know any of those tools. A chart, you're going to see this chart is actually mine over here on the right. I am a manifestor as well. This is what the chart looks like. Just for the mechanics, you don't need to know this, you don't need to memorize it, but we've got where the planets were on the right side at the time you were born, where the planets were about 88 days before you were born on the left side. And then we've got, if anybody remembers paint by number, if you have kids who do paint by number, you can see some numbers over here, like the 25, it's colored in and kind of painted in over here. So whatever is reflected in the numbers on the side is going to show up. So anything that's black on this side is going to show up as a black line on the chart. Anything that's red on this side is going to show up as a red line on the chart. What's super cool about human design is that it takes your time of birth, your date of birth, and your place of birth, and you get this awesome blueprint that pops out. I was speaking with a woman from a company the other day, and I gave her a human design reading, and she said, Jess, I just did a 300 questionnaire for some other, I don't know if it was Strengths Finders or something like this. And she said, you just told me all of the exact same things that it took me 30 minutes to fill out this 300 questionnaire just by knowing my date of birth and place of birth. So it's a really powerful system. For those of you who don't know your human design type, you can head over to jovianarchive.com. And you can quickly, if you have your phone or you want to pull up another screen, you can check it out over on jovianarchive.com. You need your time of birth, which you're going to enter in Jovian as military time, as well as, again, place of birth and date of birth. And if you pull it up and you want to drop into the chat box just as we're going, you can drop your type. I want to know what your type is into the box as well. We'll know strategy already, so just type into the box. So when we look at a human design chart, and if you leave this call tonight and you're like, that's really cool, I want to go deeper with this, there's 3 elements of a human design chart I don't want to say we need to master, but that can really help you in structuring your business and understanding how you are designed to interact with clients, your community, etc. So that is your type, your strategy, and your authority. And it's kind of the thought in the human design world that we master type, strategy, and authority before we really go into any of the fancy components of the chart. So you'll see here, if you go over to Jovian, it looks like we have a lot of people. Yeah, manifesting generator, manifesting generator, manifestor, generator. Amazing. We got pretty much all of the different types here. Generator. If anybody is a reflector, please type that into the chat too, because we don't usually get a lot of reflectors. So you want to look at your type here again and your strategy. So strategy and type are the 2 things we're going to focus on this evening, and just go ahead and make a note for yourself. The way that I have structured the slides for tonight is I put a lot of information on the slide. And my intention is that you can take a picture of it, you can screenshot it, you can do something for yourself so that when you walk away, you kind of have a touch point when you leave tonight. So let's talk type and strategy. This is going to inform how you work with others as well. So let's talk first about our manifestors. I work with quantum human design, which is just a little bit of a different iteration of human design. It's Karen Curry Parker's language is called quantum human design. And so her language is just a little bit different. So if you're already familiar with human design, I will be sharing some of her language tonight as well. So you may hear something a little bit new. So our manifestors are our initiators, and our manifestors are, it doesn't mean if you're a manifestor that you can manifest and the other types can't manifest. It's not really what this is about. So when we look at manifestors are sort of here, I think of them as our quarterbacks. They're here to get the ball rolling. They don't necessarily have sustainable energy. Their energy works in more ebbs and flows. So manifestors are here to initiate. They're here to initiate other people into something new. When we look at our manifestors need to be constantly informing people of what they're doing and what they're up to. I think that Lauren does an amazing job of this from social media. You're a manifesting generator, so you're kind of a hybrid. But I always know what Lauren's up to. I know when she's on her Peloton. I know what she's, drinking for lunch. I know how she's using the products. And I know because she's always constantly informing me. She's constantly in front of me, showing me what she's doing. And that is what, again, she's a manifesting generator, which is a little bit different. But there's some similarities, but manifestors inform. I would say from a network marketing perspective, I'm not a network marketer. I've been involved in a few companies in the past, but the more that you can get visible and be in front of people, showing them the products, the lifestyle, all of this stuff, the better. Because manifestors, it's not necessarily natural to always be informing people of what you're doing. However, it's kind of what's needed. A manifestor, they say, has sort of this enclosed aura that people don't really always know what they're doing. There can be a little bit mysterious at times. And so it's important for manifestors to just keep informing. Let people kind of see your world, see what you're up to. And also manifestors are often here to reach out first. So manifestors are, I think about, I don't know how you feel about the idea of like a cold calling or like something like this, but it actually is important for manifestors to reach out first. And it's actually kind of in human design, sometimes they say like the correct way, which I don't think there's a right or a wrong. I'm going to say the more natural way is to be reaching out to people, to be reaching out to your network, to be telling them what you're up to be letting them know when something has gone on sale or something like this. Inform, and initiate. Okay. Initiate people into something new for themselves, initiate them into a new, healthier lifestyle, inform them of when products are on sale, et cetera. Again, important for all of the types to do, but sometimes I find manifestors can kind of, sometimes manifestors hold themselves back a little bit, I see. So inform, put yourself out there, be seen. And your energy is here to be impactful as a manifestor. You're not going to be for everyone. Okay. So really, own your energy, own your power. You're here to be powerful. And this too, when we look at working with manifestors, they're kind of in their own creative nonverbal flow. A lot of the times manifestors just know when it's time to do something. So if the timing doesn't feel right, you're not really sure. Sometimes like with a manifestor, just boom, it'll hit, like the timing will hit and you'll know, and you'll go and you'll have this burst of energy. And then sort of like, you'll come down the other side and you'll kind of hit this ebb, and then you'll go into flow. You have this non-vertical creative flow that you just know your own timing. That might be with when it's time to post, when it's time to reach out to someone. Maybe you're feeling like, maybe I'm going to reach out to Danielle today. And today's the day. Now I know it didn't feel right yesterday, but now it feels really right. So trust your nonverbal creative flow. And again, if I could say anything to manifestors, be visible, be seen, inform, tell people, reach out. And that's why I love seeing so many manifestors on here as well, because I feel like with network marketing, you really do have to be sharing what's showing up in the moment. We're going to talk about our manifesting generators. These are our time benders. And again, Lauren is a manifesting generator. We think about manifesting generators as sort of a hybrid of a manifestor and a generator. So you are here to teach us, they're called our time benders. You're here to teach us how to bend time, how to do things quickly and more efficiently. Time benders are here. They often skip steps. They move fast. They don't have time to move slowly because they're here to sort of be change agents. And so a lot of the times our manifesting generators can tend to be multi-passionate entrepreneurs. They like to have their energy moving in a few different directions at one time. And it's really important to trust what lights you up as a manifesting generator. You want to be lit up by the work that you're doing. Now, let's say, for example, you have I know collagen has been big for Isogenics this year. If you're in a place where you're feeling a little bit stagnant with the way that you've been maybe putting it out there into the world, I would ask yourself, what way of sharing this lights me up? What do people need? And what actually really lights me up and kind of gets this feeling of excitement within me? Because manifesting generators need to feel lit up by the work that they're doing. Because where manifestors don't necessarily have that sustainable energy, their energy goes boom and it moves in a spurt, and then it ebbs and flows. Manifesting generators, when they're lit up by what they're doing, they can wake up with a full tank of gas in the morning, wear it out by the end of the night, crash into bed, wake up the next morning and do it all over again. So for you as a manifesting generator, it's really important to be informing people of what you're doing. I used Lauren as an example, right? I know what she's up to. And then to be responding to whereas a manifestor is just informing and reaching out and kind of getting the ball rolling. A manifesting generator is informing people of what they're doing, and then they're responding to people's needs. So let's say there's a post that's up about a new product, right? And you're informing people, you're using it, you're showing how it's used. And then people start DMing you, or they start commenting under your post and asking questions. That's giving you something to respond to be like, yeah, and here's this product that I have that can help you. Right. So there's this element of pay attention as a manifesting generator to who's showing up, what they're saying that they need. The hallmark for a man gen, when you're out of alignment with yourself, maybe you're trying to push something and you're not informing, or you're not responding, and you're just trying to push and make something happen, you can feel a sense of frustration. But when you are aligned and you're doing that piece of informing people of what you're up to and then responding to who's showing up and responding to what you're putting out there, you're going to feel a sense of deep satisfaction. So just notice that for manifestors, if manifestors are waiting, kind of sitting back and waiting for something to come to them and they're not informing people, they can feel a sense of anger. So I would say for manifesting generators, as it relates to network, and make yourself visible, right? Let people see what you're up to. Find out what other people's needs are. Find out what people need. Talk to people, get into conversation, share the solutions that you have, ask questions. If you're big on Facebook, like ask questions to your community, like inform them of what you're up to, ask questions, see who responds, and reach out to those people, connect with them. So there's that responsive element for our man gens. And don't be afraid if you're doing something in one direction and the gusto or the excitement kind of fizzles out for you. Notice what lights you up. It doesn't mean you have to like throw everything to the side and put everything in the trash bin and start completely over, but notice what's lighting you up. Is it going in kind of a new direction, or marketing in a new direction, or getting into new networks? What's lighting you up? If you're changing and you're growing, and before you loved working with naturopaths, and now you're like, I really want to start working maybe with doctors or something like this. Notice what opportunities light you up and start to go that direction. It doesn't mean throw in the towel. It just means your body's telling you it's ready to be lit up by something else. And you can drop questions in the chat box as well as we go. So we're going to talk about our generators, who are our alchemists. You are here to be our masterful, devoted builders, where time benders sort of like run quickly at something and they might find themselves moving in multiple directions at once. Our generators or alchemists are actually here to be a bit more methodical about what they do, sort of maybe cross their T's, dot their I's a little bit more, become masterful in something. You're here to create beauty in our world through your ability to commit and create what you love. So when we look at a generator, your strategy is to respond. So you need to get into the environments, like this idea of like, just do it, just make stuff happen. It's not necessarily the most natural way for a generator. I'm never going to tell you you can't do something. My thing is, notice how it works for you. How does it feel for you? Is it working for you? If it's working for you, keep going with it. But if it's not, and you get frustrated by trying to push and just make something happen, it's likely, like, take a step back for yourself. And I would recommend for a generator is get connected to people. Get in the right environments, surround yourself with the right people, and give yourself things to respond to. Okay. So for example, if you are, I'm going to just use collagen because I know that's one of your bigger products right now, right? Like go and put yourself into an environment where that people are talking about health products or health and wellness or beauty, right? If you walk into, let's say, like, the only word that's coming to me is a beautician, and that's like not the word I'm looking for. If you go into a salon of some kind, right? Notice what's going on at the salon. Are they using products like somewhere where they give facials, for example? Do they have healthy alternatives there? Right? Are you talking to the esthetician and she's telling you that she's really interested in bringing new things into the salon in order to help people rejuvenate their skin in different ways? They're looking for more holistic opportunities. That's something to respond to. Generators, get yourself into situations around the right people, because even a conversation is giving you something to respond to. Hear what people need. I know that Lauren was talking about Alex, her speaker coach. Her business partner is named Thomas, and he is a generator, and he talks about empathy. What do people need, and how can you show up and support them? That's what generators are really here to do. Listen to what people are saying and respond to them, respond to their needs, get to know your people. That can be a really great asset for our generators, and it can feel a lot more natural than, again, just trying to push something out there. Okay, I see we have some people in the chat box. We've got some generator. This is interesting. I think that's me. Amazing. Okay, esthetician. Thank you, Stephanie Dunn. I appreciate that. Sometimes when I get on a roll, I can't search for the right words, or it's hard to search for the right words. So, okay, let's talk about our projectors. You are our guides. You're our orchestrators. And I also want to just encourage you as you're going through this, generators, again, if you're trying to push and just do it, frustration is going to tell you, I'm out of alignment. Something is not necessarily, I might be doing something that's not necessarily correct or natural for my energy. And when you are responding and you're in the right environment, you're going to feel a sense of satisfaction. I want to invite you as well, as like, if you see a team member in here who's popping into the chat box and they're like, I'm a generator and you're a manifester, right? Like, maybe make a note in your mind too of like, how could I give Lindsay something to respond to? Right? Or Stephanie, how could I give Stephanie something to respond to? If I know that she's wanting to do something new in her business, like, can I give her an opportunity to respond to? So we can use this as well. When we look at the population, 70% of the population is generators and manifesting generators. So if you put questions out there into the world, you are more than likely going to be touching more generators and manifesting generators than anyone else. So it's a really great strategy in your business to also think about that. Manifestors can be a little bit challenging because we're a little self-contained and we're like, I'm going to do it in my time, when it's my time, when it's right, and I'll let you know. Whereas the other types are really here to be responsive. And our projectors, which we'll go into now, you're here to be recognized. So if you can do something where you're recognizing someone or calling them in or really seeing them for who they are, that's going to be appealing to a projector as well. So manifestors are 9% of the population, so you don't have to worry too much about how many that you end up connecting with. I'd really gear a lot of what you put out there towards generators and manifesting generators. But projectors, you are our guides. You're here to guide energy. And we talk about anchoring a new frequency onto this planet, right? You're here to guide people in their transformation. Projectors' energy also works in ebbs and flows, which means sometimes you're going to have a lot of energy and then sometimes you're going to need rest and downtime. Many of my friends who own businesses who are projectors, they'll be like, Jess, if I work my butt off and I'm doing and burning myself out, I will not get response. But the second I like go and take a walk or go to the spa or whatever, suddenly it's like people start to show up. And it's because projectors, you really need to be taking care of your energy. So even if you're showing how you're using these products in a way that has a lot to do with self-care and like how you're taking care of your health, that's a great way to be seen as a projector. You are here to, what I would say for projectors, surround yourself with the people and the communities where people really see you for who you are. Be in the places where people appreciate and see your gifts. So put yourself around the right people, because then you'll start to get invitations, right? Surround yourself with health conscious people, surround yourself with like-minded people, surround yourself with the right people. And then again, whereas I see the manifester and the manifesting generator as a bit more of the person in the center of the square that's going, come one, come all. We've got a show that's going on in the center of the square. They're kind of calling people to them. The projector is like, if you've ever been to Italy, they're like covered in white paint, pretending to be like a statue in the middle. Like they're doing their thing. They're being seen. they're showcasing what they're about, right? They're not necessarily always like loud and proud, but they're being seen in their gifts and in their value. Projectors value yourself first, the most. We all need to do this, but especially projectors, self-care, value yourself, be in community with people who really see you for your innate gifts. Because when you get a projector on board, and this goes for your teams as well, they're kind of here to organize the generators and the manifesting generators. They're here to go, okay, I know Lauren's going in this direction and Jess is going in this direction and Danielle's going in that direction. And I can see all of it. I can actually see how they can work together. And they're just waiting for you to ask them to share their perspective, because they can really see how we're meant to work together. So be with people who value you, put yourself in the right communities, be seen, doing what you do best. And with all things, it always starts with seeing ourselves clearly first. I'm going to go through our reflectors and our calibrators quickly because I don't think we have any. If you are a reflector, please let me know. And if you have a child who is a reflector or a partner, they're a unicorn because they're only 1% of the population. Our reflectors are here to reflect back to us how we're doing. They are another set of guides. Okay. So they're here to show us where we're out of alignment, right? I think about, even as I think about isogenics, and I think about if somebody was to come to me and say, I'm really struggling with, let's say, like high blood pressure, or like getting, they're having trouble like getting in shape, they're having trouble losing, a weight or whatever it may be, a reflector is going to be able to reflect back to them what they're capable of. And they're going to really be able to see that person for who they are and really say, let's do this. Like, let's do this. I got your back. Not that the other types can't, but they're really here to be sort of a mirror for people of who they are, where they're out of alignment, and what's possible. They need to wait. Their strategy is actually to wait 28 days to make big decisions. It doesn't mean if you're going to figure out what you need for dinner, please don't wait to make that kind of decision. But with our reflectors, they need to take time on big decisions. So always give them time and space to make their decisions. And again, they're going to be reflections of the people and the environments that they're around. So let's say, for example, in your business, you're really having trouble getting it off the ground, and you notice that you hang out around a lot of people who are very negative and don't take care of themselves and don't care about their health and their wellness. I would say you've got to put yourself in a new environment, because that's actually going to affect how much energy you have to go out and share your gift and share your business and connect with people. So I would say for reflectors, and again, if you have a reflector child, anything like this, make sure they're in the right environment. Their room needs to feel good. The house that they live in needs to feel good, because that's going to affect their energy. They need to be kind of clear to sort of, again, attract the right people and be around the right people. I say for reflectors, it's less about quantity and more about quality. And they can really reflect the health of people back to them as well. I want to make sure, Lauren, that I'm doing okay on time. If I take another like 5, 7, 10 minutes, cool. Okay. I want to share with you Lauren's chart, because I think that this is a really amazing example of how we can actually use our chart in action to understand how we're designed to work. These charts are nuanced. I gave you just 2 quick pieces of information that you can really use to kind of go by type, like the bigger type, but then there's a lot of nuance in the chart and what you're here, your purpose, how you're designed to move energy, etc. So I'm going to share Lauren's chart with you. Okay. So this is Lauren. She is a manifesting generator. She's a 2-4 split definition. This is her chart. Now, I'm very curious to know, I want to do like a research study on this, how many people in network marketing are 4th lines. And then we'll look at the profile speaks to our line. So if you have a 4th line in your profile, please drop it into the box, because now I'm just very curious. 4th line is all about network. Okay, so the 4th line, Lauren is here to be someone who is here to bend time. She's here to move quickly. She's multi-passionate, but she's here as a 4th line. Your network is going to be your net worth. So the fact that you're in network marketing and you're utilizing your network in order to grow your business, and more so than anything, really share your gifts and the gifts that you came here to bring to the world, that 4th line is really amazing. If you're another if you have another profile, it's totally okay. It doesn't mean there's anything that you can't network market, but it does mean that a lot of our fourth lines are here to receive opportunity through their network. The second line needs its time away. So the fourth line goes out into community, it shares itself, it shares its gifts, and then it needs a little bit of time away to recharge. What I think is really cool about Lauren's chart is that anything that's colored in, any of these lines that are colored in they're the gifts that you bring to the world. And one of the biggest gifts that Lauren's here to bring to the world is to help people get the resources that they need so that they can thrive. And so what I love, this is actually called in traditional human design, it's called the money line, because it's about making sure that everyone has the right resources so that everyone's taken care of in the tribe and that we can all thrive. We have a lot of fourth lines. Amazing. Okay. And the other thing is that what Lauren's here to shine to the world is about perspective, helping us to see the bigger picture, right? What's the forest through the trees? You know what? It can be hard when you have a business. It can be hard when you're in network marketing. It can be hard when you're a solopreneur. And so you're really here to help us see and shine to the world that let's look at the bigger perspective here. When challenges show up, and I think you do this beautifully throughout all of the things that I see you do, is let's look. And actually, Lauren, I brought your books with me. I know I said I was moving, but I was like, I have to read them. So I have them right here. But let's look at the bigger perspective. You know, we're going to have challenges in life, but let's look at the bigger perspective. As well as you're here to show us how we can make corrections. When you're invited in, what can we do differently? How can we make changes in order to make life more joyful, in order to make our experience and other people's experiences more joyful? So you're here, you know, you're the right angle cross of service, which I often think about this as sort of, doesn't mean you have to be a guidance counselor, but it's the guidance counselor. People come and they want to, you know, you're here to serve, you're here to help us make ourselves better, to thrive in our lives, to bring perspective, to narrow our focus, to know where we need to focus, to make sure that we have the resources, and to, again, really connect through your network, connect with the right people, bring things to a close that need to be brought to a close. You've got the 42. Teach us how to use our power to love ourselves more and empower. The 3410 is empower yourself to do what you need to do, to be the person that you know that you can be. So I think I personally, again, as somebody who's more so, I know you to some degree, and somebody who watches you on Instagram and Facebook, I think you really beautifully live in alignment with your energy and how your energy is designed to be used. So this is just a little bit of an understanding of how can we use this to say, what are my strengths? How am I designed to put my energy out into the world? And the other thing I'll say too, and I think this would be interesting for anybody, you can drop this into the chat box if you'd like. Your definition is split definition. When we look at split definition, and I know from your story a little bit, Lauren, that you said, I'm kind of done working on my own. I want to be a part of a team. People with split definition, triple split or quadruple split, or just a simple split definition, it's really great to be in partnership and in team, work with other people. What people with single definitions sometimes are a little bit more, they kind of want to do things in their own way, in their own right, but a lot of the times bringing people together, especially in a network marketing business, or having a team together, working with other people, can be really, really helpful for people with split definition, because it helps us to experience more of ourselves than when we're doing something on our own. So we're just going to close this out. That's just a little bit on Lauren and how I see her really living her energy and sharing her energy. The big question here, right, is like, what happens if I start to follow my design? What if I'm a generator and I sign off this call and I say to myself, let me really see what happens if I put myself in the right communities and allow myself to start responding to people and what their needs are and asking questions. And what if, as a manifester, instead of kind of waiting for something to show up, I just really took that initiative and started informing people and reaching out to people and, sharing. And maybe I'm a little bit fearful of reaching out to people on Facebook or Instagram, but I'm just going to send 5 messages to people that intuitively I feel like are the right ones to reach out to. What could happen? What could be the outcome of this? It's greater alignment, greater connection, and greater flow. As Lauren said, Alex is actually, we're hanging in Florida together this summer. She loves her cognition. It's high sound. She needs a lot of sound around to kind of process information. And I need a lot of quiet. So when we know that about each other, it's like, okay, after 9 o'clock, we're going to turn it down. We're going to keep it quiet. We're going to do these things. And it allows each of us to actually thrive. And we can also speak the language of each other's sort of energy. We know how to connect with each other. So I think as well, understanding your teammates and team members' human design and their energy can be really, really helpful, because you know how to speak their language. You know when they've been pushing it and maybe they're a manifestor or projector and they need downtime, or a reflector, or, suddenly you stop comparing yourself to Carrie because you know that she's a manifesting generator and she's here to have kind of boundless amounts of energy. And you know that your gift is a little bit different. So we stop judging ourselves. We start to do what's natural. We start to see greater alignment, greater flow in our lives. Take it one step at a time. Whatever you heard tonight that landed with you, start there. Try it out. Again, see how it works for you. Don't change your whole life, but again, just take a little nugget tonight. And if you took a picture of the slides, I can send them to you as well, Lauren. Start there, see what works for you. Play. Human design it's called an experiment. It's called the human design experiment because we're here to play with it, experiment, and try new things. So I don't know if we have time for questions or anything like that, but feel free to drop them into the chat box if you have any.
Yeah, if you want to stop the screen share too. Jess had asked me, if she, could use mine. I was like, yes, but I don't want to be the focus. Only if that helps people understand what that is. I remember the first time I was introduced to the Enneagram, which is a totally different test. And a lot of this we do DISC, or we've done Strength Finders, or we've done Myers-Briggs, or different things. And the Enneagram, once I understood it, was the biggest aha for me. And I've used that with the team. That was something that I understood. Who's really motivated by recognition, but who's actually really deflated. They don't ever want the spotlight on them, even if it's a really good thing, or how do you, work with people who are great communicators as opposed to not, or understanding their healthy expression or their unhealthy. So the first time I saw human design, I was like, what is this? A generator, it was kind of over my head. And now this is the 4th exposure I've had to it, and it starts to click. So there are some questions here, Jess, and I think a lot of how do they interpret this and what do they mean with it, that I'll let you kind of address. And if you guys want to pop out and ask, you can definitely do that. But I love that invitation, A, for them to reach out to you, and B, just to kind of investigate it more, because it does sound like a little bit of a foreign language the first time, but it is really cool. And you have these more aha moments.
Totally. And I actually wanted to see Lauren's chart probably more than she wanted me to present it to all of you today, because I think, again, it's just when you know someone and you can kind of see where the energy comes forth to, I think it's easy, it's helpful to see an example of some kind. So here's what I would recommend. I would go on Instagram and I would start following. If you are interested in this, you can start to follow people who you resonate with on Instagram, because what's happening right now is a lot of people are putting these really nice sort of bite-sized chunks of information onto Instagram where it's really digestible, and you could start to really get in touch with human design and what it's about. It is a brand new language for a lot of people. And so again, the more exposure that you have to it, the better. And I would say, I would always recommend to people, I went in on Lauren's chart into some of here's where her, this line is and things like that. Really start with your type, because if you can start to understand what your type is, so generator, manifesting generator, et cetera, and just start there, whether you find resources online that you you Google, you put on, I have studied with Karen Curry Parker, and I really like her language because it's empowering and it's very consistent and I think easy to keep up with. So I would say, definitely, that's where I would start. I would say as well, I'm just looking through, I want to see where some of these, the profile, somebody asked about profile. The profile speaks to the role that you are here to play in the world. And so on a high level, when we look at the one is the investigator. They like to go really deep into information. So they want to know everything there is to know about the collagen and what it's all about. The 2 is called the responder. In traditional human design, it's called the hermit. It needs time away. They tend to be naturally good at things. Like they're almost kind of like the artist or the creative. But they need time to themselves to hone their gifts and hone their skills. And then they get called out by their community or the people around them to share whatever their gifts are, whatever they've been learning kind of in their own space. The 3 is the explorer, and the 3 is here to learn through trial and error. If you think about, I think it's Thomas Edison, he says, I didn't fail 10,000 times at creating the light bulb. I just learned 10,000 ways to not create it. And so the 3rd line is here to learn through trial and error. And you just can't be afraid to mess up as a 3rd line because it's what propels you forward. The 4th line, as I said, is our stabilizer. So they're here they need their community. The 5th line needs their people. The 5th line needs people. The 4th line needs their people, their communities. So 4th lines really need to get into the right communities and work their network for their opportunities. They provide stability in community. The 5th line is the visionary leader. So they're here to be a visionary, to lead in new ways. And then the 6th line is the role model. And so we look at the 6th line from 0 to 30, they're in a sort of trial and error phase where they're trying things out. They're messing up, they're trying again, they're failing, they're having fun with it. They're kind of a 3rd line. Then from 30 to 50, they're actually taking time to kind of create their foundation. What did I learn from 0 to 30 that I can kind of maybe I need to clean some stuff up from when I was 0 to 30. Maybe how do I create a foundation? And then the 6th line, 50 plus, they're kind of the wise sage. People say, you know what? Jess looks like she's lived a lot of life. She's tried a lot of stuff. I'm going to go to her because I think she really knows her stuff. So the 6th line is our role model because of their sort of life path and journey. Let me see if I'll take one more. People are asking about interpreting their chart. You can always connect with me on Instagram or Facebook as well. But there's so many resources out there. So I always say, find somebody that feels really good to you to connect with. And there's chart readings, there's classes. Human design has really become kind of I don't want to say it's trendy right now. I think it's blowing up right now. So there's lots of resources out there. Any last questions? I love how you have all the types represented here. That's really powerful. And the thing about team is that when we're actually designed to work together. Alex always says business is a team sport. So this is really an opportunity to be able to be like, what do I have on my team? We've got a projector, a generator, a manifesting generator, a manifester, and how can we actually all work together to really support each other in our unique energy? It looks like that's it. Doesn't look like there's any more questions. So thank you all so much. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here with you. And thank you all for the work that you're doing in the world. It's really amazing and beautiful work and really helping people to, get their health online. So thank you all so much for your time. And thank you, Lauren, for inviting me.
Jess, you're amazing. And if you want to put it in the chat, your Instagram handles or, whatever, if people decide they want to do that. And thank you guys so much. I know Jessica Rigner, I don't know if there's anything you want to say. I just would love to leave with you guys on just like staying so excited all summer long. Like I'm going to Phoenix on Wednesday with a couple girls that were like, we just want to build. We want to like get the distractions out. We rented this cute little casita. We're going to lay out by the pool, prospect like crazy, and we have the beauty of doing this business absolutely freaking anywhere, you know? And so when people's like, I have kids' birthday parties, I'm like, do you know how many people you get to talk to at a birthday party, you know? And you want to do it with class. You don't want to show up with like sample bags for everybody instead of the giveaway bags. But as the life is opening back up, you know, and people don't have their masks on and we can see the smiles and we're hugging and we're at restaurants and we're at bars and we're at the reservoir and we're at the beach and all of these things, just be so excited about what you're doing and so enthusiastic. And I loved what Jess was saying specifically about the generators and like feeling this natural call to like solve a problem and just this empathy of like, I can help you. And if you look at people like Jessica Rigner, that's how they operate. I mean, I remember the first time I met her, she asked me so many questions at 1 second. I thought, oh my gosh, like which one do you want me to answer first, right? But that's who she is. Like she's just so inquisitive and so genuine about wanting to know and how to help and how to solve those problems. And that's what we have to be able to do this. So there's so many things that Isogenics has in the pipeline that's going to keep coming through Celebration. But I know we took last week off for the 4th of July, but who cares if the weather got warmer, right? The collagen is like just as hot. We're super excited. And I'm grateful for all of you showing up every Monday night. So Jess, is there anything you want to say?
I think that was awesome, Jess. Thank you so much. What's so amazing is that every one of those people she described needs what we have. So how cool is that? And honestly, there are some people that I feel like that, just like she's saying, that you're going to feel like these are my people and we can grow with them. And then there's people that are going to be like, they're okay. Like I like them. I don't know if I'm exactly like them, but the coolest thing is that everyone has this opportunity available to them. And I don't know about you guys, but I know Lauren, I know you and I are so singularly focused right now on growth. And Lauren said something to me earlier that I just want to share with you guys. And she just talked about having January energy. And I just thought, wow, she's so brilliant and inspiring in so many ways. But when she talked about having January, new year kind of energy, I feel that right now. I feel so fired up for what we have a hold of that I can barely sleep. If there's one thing I need to work on, it's sleep. Because not because I can't sleep, but because I can't sleep. I'm so excited about what we have a hold of. I'm so excited about leaders flooding in, leaders who've been with us forever, who are reigniting, who say, it's the time right now. Right now is the perfect time. And I will tell you, I couldn't be more doubling down on this opportunity and finding and identifying people ready to rock. The company is clearing the runway for people who say the time is now. And there are a lot of people, and Lauren can tell you as well as anyone, there are a lot of top leaders, really unbelievable people in this company that have sat down right now. It's not their time. It's not a season. They're not working. They don't understand the power of collagen. Thank the Lord that we all do. But there are a lot of people who've made room at the top for you. And if I'm going to tell you one thing about Jess's presentation here, what it reminded me is that every person is so fascinating, so amazing, so special, and so unique, but this opportunity can change their lives, every single one of them. And I'm going to work like literally I'm brand new. Like I never made $1 million. I'm going to work like I never made $1 in Isogenics. I'm going to work like every person needs it, because there are so many people right now, guys, who are ready, who are praying, who are on their knees saying, I wish I had something like this. And you've got it. The ability to do this with people that you have a resonation with is such a gift. The ability to choose who you work with and the ability to really understand what Jess has given you a gift is really understand who you are, how to really amplify your strengths. Let's do this. I'm so fired up. Lauren, Phoenix is going to be amazing. Your team that's going to be with you, watch out. It's pure fire. Everybody else, let's go and do some epic things in the next week. Have a great night, guys.
Bye, guys. Good night. Thanks, Jess. Bye, Jess.